Hello, fantastic students. I hope this video finds you happy and healthy and enjoying your musical life to the fullest. This video is going to address how do we play more advanced notes on the recorder. So if you're just starting out, you'll probably want to see my first video where I talk about in more detail how to produce a nice beautiful tone on the recorder. In review, just quickly, simply blow as if you were fogging a mirror, not trying to knock down a wall. Left hand on top, right hand on bottom, thumb on the thumb hole. Your right hand thumb always supported underneath the fourth hole. In the previous video, I went over the notes B, which is hole 1 in the thumb hole, A, which is hole number 1 and 2, and the thumb hole on the back, and G, which is hole number 1, 2, 3, and the thumb hole on the back. Again, your right hand thumb underneath the fourth hole supporting the instrument so you don't have a shaky embouchure. You want to have the instrument nice and stable. I know a lot of students that like to play one-handed when they're only playing left-hand notes, but we don't want to do that. We want to get in the habit of always playing with your thumb underneath the fourth hole. And again, your left hand should always be on top because the fingerings that you have on the soprano recorder are very similar to the flute, the clarinet, saxophone, oboe, bassoon, pretty much any woodwind. So if you want to eventually learn how to play one of those woodwinds that I just mentioned, you want to be in the habit of having your left hand on top, right hand on the bottom. Then therefore, all those fingerings that you learn on soprano recorder will transfer over very nicely to those instruments. Otherwise, if you have your right hand on top, left hand on bottom, you'll look like this when you play a flute. Besides looking a little silly, it's also extremely uncomfortable and you won't want to do this. So right now when you're first starting out, always left hand on top. Left hand is your hand that makes the letter L. Okay? So just for review, this was the note B. This is the note A, hole 1 and 2, and the thumb hole. This is the note G, hole number 1, 2, and 3 at the same time with the thumb hole, and G sounds like this. So this is B, A, and G. In the previous video, I went over hot cross buns. Simply, you spell the word bag 2 times, so it's B-A-G, B-A-G. Then you play the note G 4 times, and then the note A 4 times, and then you finish off by spelling the word bag 1 more time. So it's like this, B-A-G, like that, B-A-G, 4 G's, G, 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 4 A's, A, 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 then B-A-G, B-A-G, and it sounds like this with the piano accompaniment. So that reviews our previous lesson. And now, to proceed from there, we want to take a look at some additional notes. This is the note E. So it's essentially hole number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the thumb hole. This is again E as in eggplant. And it sounds like this. Can you sing that pitch? E, hole number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is E. Go ahead and give it a try. And that is the E that is on the very first line of treble clef. Next, we're going to dip below treble clef and play the note D. D is in dog. 1, 2, 3 on the top. And then right hand 4, 5, and 6 with the thumb hole. This is the D below the lowest line on treble clef, D, and it sounds like this. Give that a shot, give that a shot, give it a try. Nice and soft and beautiful. And again, we're playing with flat fingers, not pointy fingers. When you play with pointy fingers, it sounds like this. Watch what happens when I slowly bring my pointy fingers down nice and flat. You'll hear the nice tone D when I bring them down. Here it is. This is what you don't want to do. Did you hear how the notes settled down nice and cleanly and played that beautiful note D when I played with flat fingers with my wrists together? Okay, so far we went over the notes B, A, G, E, and D. I'd like to continue in a downward direction. This is the note C. Essentially, every single note on the recorder, every single hole is carefully covered. Hole 1, 2, 3 in the left hand, thumb hole on the back with the left thumb. Holes number 4, 5, 6, and 7 in the right hand. Now you'll notice that my bottom bell is actually kind of twisted a little bit to the right. So you'll want to do that. This bottom hole right here, hole number 7, is twisted this way. It doesn't line up with these holes. It's twisted this way to the right to accommodate for my shorter pinky. Okay, so you'll want to turn your bell that way before proceeding, before trying to play the note C, or else you'll probably struggle a little bit. Okay, so once you've done that, you carefully cover holes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, thumb hole. Also, it helps to put your mouth into the shape of the letter O when you play this note. And you want to play really soft. So here's a C. And it should sound like this on the recorder. Give that a try. This is C, also known as middle C. Okay, so far we've done B, A, G, E, D, C. Now I'd like to take that C and bring it up one